I like the question mark. I have more questions than anything, I think.
Really? What questions? Because I feel like everything kind of just got wrapped up, and even if it was like in an
Yeah.
unceremonious way, it got wrapped up. Like it was okay.
Not even about the movie itself, but about the making of the movie. Like why now? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like what took them so long to do this? Um, did it need to be made? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you know, I I kind of like the ambiguous Jesse ending, although from the series, although this did tie up with some of the loose ends.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but they were like minor loose ends that like they just there. It was cool that they were kind of ambiguous, and you can kind of make your own assumption. But whatever, like who cares? It's not didn't ruin it.
Yeah.
Um,
I get what you're saying.
so I mean,
Yeah.
just like more so that than anything. Like I said, the movie itself, I thought was good. I liked. Everybody seemed to get back into character pretty quickly.
Right.
That was good.
Yeah, and I don't know because I know they did it in secret. Like I didn't know if they like what year that they because I know it was like I said it was just nobody knew about it. So what year did they actually start filming? You know, it was probably like not too long ago. It was probably like a year and a half ago.
Right. But like, why did it take so long to do it?
Because I think, well, I listened to an interview with Vince Gilligan because obviously he wrote and directed this by himself. Um, and I think it took them a little while. Like they obviously they had that ending with Breaking Bad. And you know what's weird? Like I liked the ending of Breaking Bad, and I was okay with how like Jesse just gets out and you just see him going away. And I was like, you know what, that's fine. But then when the movie was announced, I was like, well, actually, yeah, I kind of want to see like what happens to him now when because he's going to be kind of on the run. They know he was there and all this shit. It's going to be like The Fugitive starring Jesse Pinkman, and that's kind of funny because he was one of my favorite characters on the show. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is because I've heard a lot of people say that. Like, was it necessary? And I think it was just cool to see some of those characters again, even if the movie wasn't as tense or as crazy as the whole story with Breaking Bad.
Right.
And like Doug didn't like it. He was just like, "Oh, I don't know. It's the story wasn't that good or whatever." And I think he wanted some of that Breaking Bad traditional like tense scenes and good plot development and all this stuff. But that all came from Walt because Walt was such a shithead that he just made everything a shit show in the whole show. So now he's out of it. And this is just a Jesse story. We're going to see. And when a lot of people like were saying, oh, I was a little disappointed, this and that, that's when I was thinking to myself, I think this is going to be a lot of flashbacks and just kind of like a meditative thing for Jesse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, but that's true though. Like I used to watch the Breaking Bad episodes, and I'd almost have a freaking panic attack, because you never knew what was going to happen, and the way they did some scenes. But I don't think he was trying to do that with this movie. So I guess I was kind of expecting that.
No, that
I wasn't expecting that. So I think that's why I was just like, yeah, it was good. Do I think it was great? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'd have to watch it again, but I liked it. It was good. The only thing that was really distracting was some of like
fat.
the continuity. I'm like, oh no. And I could see it from even the long shots, and they were doing it. It was very clever at first. Like they showed his face behind those bars, and he was talking. I'm like, okay, there's going to be like 2 flashbacks, and that's it. And like that's how they'll get around that. Todd was in like the whole fucking movie, and they're doing like close-ups and shit. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
that was a little strange. But I guess that's the script he wrote, and apparently, like he was filming another movie and he had to gain weight for it, so it was just like a scheduling conflict. So I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but that was weird.
Yeah.
What'd you think of? Yeah, what
I
you gonna say?
I I liked no, I definitely just I liked where it went, and I liked the loose ends that it wrapped up.
Yeah, I thought it
Um
was fine. It's like it's just a nice little epilogue, like this is how Jesse gets away and finds a new life, basically. And I mean, I can't really complain about that. So
yeah, no, I
yeah,
just like I said, it was like
right, thank you.
it kind of left you where you started though. Too. That's the other thing too. Like you start with him leaving New Mexico,
Hmm.
not really knowing what his future holds,
Hmm.
and that's how like you end his thing in Breaking Bad. You don't
Yeah.
know how his future holds, and now this is like you know going to Alaska and then starting all over again, and then you don't know what his future holds. You know what I mean, it's like
See, but you know what? That type of stuff is fine for me because him going to Alaska, I don't want to fucking see that because it's going to be mundane. He's going to get a house and just be a normal person.
right,
The entertaining part of it is how he gets to that point. So that's why I'm like, yeah, that's totally fine. Like Jesse's got to do some shit by himself. Like, I don't know. Maybe other people had problems with it because they wanted to see a Breaking Bad movie that was a prequel or some shit or whatever. But like, you even got that in the thing. You got a scene with literally like Walter White, one of the most like iconic characters ever. Now gets a whole scene with him, and that was cool as hell.
yeah,
So it's just like fun to see it all, and plus it was a pretty good movie on top of it. So there's really, I don't know. For me, there's nothing to complain about. Like it doesn't ruin anything about Breaking Bad. It's not like they did something where I'm like that like ruins everything that I thought about anything. It's not. It's just Jesse's a fugitive. Obviously, we already knew that, and this is how he gets away.
right,
It's pretty simple. And I think like Doug was saying, like I don't think he liked how simple it was.
okay. I don't know what else you want to.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's pretty much what I expected. Like he's going to be on the run and he's going to get away. The only thing I could say is I think like maybe they could have introduced a new cop character to take like a Hank or Gomez's place to be kind of like an adversary for Jesse. Like, but I guess those two guys um, that find him when he's in Todd's place, like looking for the money.
Yeah.
I guess those guys took that place, and I thought they were going to be cops, but it turns out they weren't. So yeah, I don't know. The one thing that I thought was I like almost rolled my eyes at was the whole um, like shootout scene. You know what I mean? Like a western. I was like, what's going on here? But I kind of just leave that to maybe that guy was just so coked up that he just I don't know wanted to do that, being like a dickhead, and he didn't know that Jesse was actually going to shoot him. You know,
Oh yeah. I already
that was a
forgot
little
about that.
weird.
I already forgot
Yeah,
about
that
that.
part. Because he's like, let's go, let's have like a western style like showdown, and that was a little weird. I'm like, oh, we jumping the shark here a little bit,
I already forgot about
you
that
know?
part. That's so funny.
Yeah, but when I put it like I just said, like the guy was so coked up, and everybody in the room was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because he was just like doing a bunch of lines of coke. So I don't know. Maybe I could just chalk that up to that guy was just so fucked up that he, wanted to have a standoff with Jesse, and Jesse was like, "I have a second gun. I'll just fucking shoot you." Like I've been through some shit already.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. It was cool to like see that character again, and just you know. So yeah, I liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I liked it, but I had like more
Yeah.
questions
What
about it than
what
anything.
questions though?
I told you.
Yeah,
Why
but Mike.
now? Why now? What took so
Oh, you
long?
mean about the making of it?
Yeah.
I thought you meant about like
No.
the whole Breaking Bad universe. I'm like everything's pretty self-explanatory at this point.
No.
Yeah, no.
I have more questions about the making of the movie itself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Vince Gilligan wants to keep cashing in on Breaking Bad. I honestly don't think he's the type of guy. But I think when he finds a good story that he wants to tell, then he'll actually do it. Like he did it with Better Call Saul. They were all saying, we really like this character and we have some ideas for what we want to do with him. So they made that show. And that turned out to be pretty good. And then I think he was saying in an interview that he was still, after the finale, like weeks later, months later, a year later, was thinking, damn, I wonder what happened with Jesse. And then he started writing a script, and then he pitched it to all the members of the Breaking Bad family, like all the writers and everything. And they were like in shock, like, really, you're gonna do this? And then he wrote a full script, and sure enough, they did it. So that's pretty much that's it.
Right.
He just kept thinking about it, and then he actually wrote a script. So, and then they had that deal with Netflix, I guess, since they have the whole series on there, and it just worked out. It just kind of worked out. So, yeah, that's it. I don't think he'll do anything else, though. I think once Better Call Saul ends, I think there's probably only going to be one season. I think they're done with the whole Breaking Bad thing, and then he'll probably move on and do something else. So,
Right.
which is fun. I'd like to see him like be the showrunner of a new show, and like what a challenge that would be to try to make a show like just as good or better than Breaking Bad. That would be that's probably like a real challenge because right out of the gate, like I'm pretty sure this is the only show that he's ever like been the showrunner in.
That's a tall fucking order. That's the type of thing where it's
Exactly.
like you don't even tell people that you're the showrunner until it's like a hit, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, this one.
Yeah, right. Because I know he wrote for like the X Files for a while, and he just had a lot of experience with TV, but he never actually had a thing. And then they did Breaking Bad. They pitched it to I think like FX first, and then FX didn't want it, and then they put it to AMC. And I think he had just a really good writers room,
Right.
and they just turned this whole thing into like something that they didn't even think it was going to be. I think, and it's great that they ended with 5 seasons too, because I mean, like we both know how many times a show we really like goes past 5 seasons and it just starts to suck. So thank God they didn't do that. But like I said, like all this shit to me is like download content. Like do you really need to watch Jesse Getaway? No, but it's like still fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and so that's my whole thing. Like I don't think it doesn't ruin anything. There's some cool flashbacks like with Walt and with Jane and obviously Todd, and yeah, it was just like cool to be back in that world. And Skinny Pete and Badger, it was fun. Yeah, so that's it, man. I'd give it a solid B. That's what I would give it. And it could have been worse. So whatever.
Could have been a lot worse.
They could have fucked it up so bad, but they didn't because they're smart. Because I'm freaking smart.
I'm freaking smart.
Yeah.